this is Mission Control Houston. We now have confirmation that the Soyuz TMA-17M spacecraft has landed. The search and recovery forces reporting from the landing site that the Soyuz was found on its side, not unusual for a windy landing condition. The words up on the front screen here in the Mission Control Center, Jest Posadka, they've landed. Video now being received from the landing site to the northeast of Roscosmos. A good view of Kimiya, who's being hoisted in his reclining chair. He'll be placed in an all-terrain vehicle to be driven to one of the helicopters that has arrived at the landing site. We are also told that Oleg Kononenko was removed from the Soyuz capsule, Kjell Lindgren to be removed next. Extraction of the crew is in progress, with Kononenko and Yui having been extracted, and Kjell Lindgren now in the process of being extracted as well. And a good view of Kjell Lindgren, having returned from space 141 days on his first mission. Just 2 days ago, he was at the controls at the robotics workstation in the cupola of the International Space Station using the Canadarm2 robotic arm to grapple the orbital ATK Cygnus resupply vehicle. 48 hours later, he's back on Earth with his crewmates Oleg Kononenko and Kimiya, looking hale and hearty. They will be loaded into helicopters for about a 35-minute or so flight to Roscosmos, where they will wind up ultimately being flown in a NASA Gulfstream jet. That would be Lindgren and Yui back to Houston. The third crew member, the Soyuz commander, Oleg Kononenko, having completed his third flight into space in 533 days aggregate total, to be flown back to Chkalovsky Airfield near Star City, the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center Air Base and Training Center. He will be flown back to be reunited with his family at his home there. Travel and everything.
Все хорошо. Операцию будем мерить? Второй замер не будем делать? Sweetheart, how are you doing?
A good view of Kjell Lindgren at the landing site. He is talking on a satellite phone, presumably to his family back in Houston. That's typical and commonplace. The landing site is floodlit, but there will be no erection of a medical tent on this particular evening, since the landing occurred under rather harsh conditions with thick overcast. The search and recovery forces deploying only 4 helicopters to the landing site and several all-terrain vehicles. Oleg Kononenko and Kimiya already having been placed inside all-terrain vehicles to move to respective helicopters nearby. This is the first post-sunset landing for a Soyuz vehicle in International Space Station history, the 6th night landing overall, the last one occurring an hour before sunrise back in November 2012 when the Expedition 33 crew brought its mission to an end, Sonny Williams, Yuri Malenchenko, and Aki Hoshide. Now Lindgren being lifted to be carried to an all-terrain vehicle and a short ride to a nearby helicopter to begin the flight back to Roscosmos.